Hello everyone, this is Migo Hunter, and today we have the final round of Swiss of Chimera Summer Bash between MiX and pwnbyplywood. MiX opening with Ken, as he usually does. I think he's been opening with Ken every single game. And pwnbyplywood opening with Bison this time. Um, I know M Bison is pwnbyplywood's comfort pick, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. This matchup, theoretically, I think, should be uncomfortable for Bison because Ken's always just closing in. And Ken can deny Bison of range 2 and 3 pretty trivially with his UA. Same time, Bison does have good, decent movements with Bison teleports, quick backdash, among other things. So he can also establish good ranges against Ken. Ken, it's not, Ken's offense is extremely good. His mix-ups at close range, but on defense, he kind of has to hold it a little bit, except for Kneebash. Kneebash is pretty solid. But 5 guard is not enough against, like, for example, crit head stomp. So yeah, I think it'll be a game of who can establish their offense more, and Ken of course will work towards getting 4 gauge and landing Shinryuken if possible. Bison will probably try and close out the game with Nightmare Booster, Psycho Punisher, stuff like that before Ken can get going. There's some cards bugging out here. Yep, okay. Well, game begins. One sec, someone messaged me. Alright, Ken starting out with a custom combo turn 1, hit, gain advantage, now draw 2 cards. Threatening a Hadoken or dive to try and get advantage. Alright, Bison just taking the Bison action, putting Assault Engage and drawing 2. This gives Ken a free opportunity to just strike here and gain advantage if he wants. Bison at range 4, not very good. Um, Ken can just yeah, Bison just has to hold Hadoken unless Bison has a surprise EX. Bison did drop an Assault, so it makes Hadoken even more free, because Assault does dodge Hadoken, ducks under the minimum range. Block. Oh, Ken initiating a dive. Alright, that also works. Bison Ken now at range 1 with advantage versus Bison, which is good. A good start for Ken. Is he going to take the full 3? Depends how much he values the cards in hand. Surely there's like 1 card you can toss. Okay, he just takes the full damage of the dive. Ken with advantage, boost Burning Passion, +1 speed, now draw a card. Solid boost, solid boost. Just provides a little extra stat and card draw. I noticed MiX when he plays Ken basically almost never plays Shuriken, but always boosts Burning Passion. Shuriken's kind of as an attack, though if you initiate with crit, it's above curve. Bison striking and critting. Could be Somersault Skull Diver. Wait. Yep. MiX just playing on curve defense with the cross. And Bison will advance too, but miss. I think cross will answer all of Bison's crit options. Unless Bison faked them out with a grasp or something. But yeah, all of Bison's options lose to cross, so Makes sense. Right now, Mix's turn. Now he's up gauge and up life. Really good position for him here. We see the True Master being boosted. Plus the power plus the speed. Immediately gets tagged. Just says connection to range 1 makes sense. Again, Bison range 1 game is kind of weak. At least Bison will rebuild the gauge he lost. I notice Mix also likes to boost Way to War True Master. I mean, True Master, Way to War, same thing. But I notice he likes to boost True Master like pretty liberally, disrespecting the opponent's tech. Just because Ken can easily recoup the cards, the force he spent. So like if True Master gets tech, no big deal. He just walks forward, draws 2. You see the overpower range 1, +1 power now strike. Um, this boost seems underwhelming, but that +1 power can reach breaking points. Like for example, M Bison can safely sweep while Ken sweep threatens to blow it up. All right, Bison will defensive grasp successfully. At least get into a position he wants, but will take 7 for his trouble. And pull a card random. Double reverse, not a valuable card. The boost is good, but not particularly valuable card. And now Bison range 3 probably should strike here, maybe given the opportunity. Ken won't stay at range 3 for long. Has 3 gauge. Actually, no, he probably needs 4 gauge for his ultras. Bison just prepping instead of Bison prepping. Strike with a crit is the head stomp. Okay, on crit head stomp will get successfully blocked. Of course, there's always the risk of somersault skull diver, but it looks like Ken basically was willing to. He saw one drop earlier, so made the block more safe. So one spike down, one somersault skull diver down. This block was pretty safe in all regards. Well, that's the. Looks like he has the EX Shinryuken pretty early, and now Bison just has a block or die. Mix just mashing it. Bison had the block. Nice. Will cost him a hefty chunk of force, but it is 12 damage. Bison can spend from Gauge if he wants. Has plenty of resources. Well, not plenty, but a good amount of resources to spend. So Bison's taking 10 right now. 8, 6. Deciding what force he wants to spend for the rest of the armor. 4 damage. Needs to spend at least one more force to not get stunned here. So Ken blowing his load, unleashing EX Shinryuken. Now he won't see it again until he reshuffles, so good for Bison. You know he's down 10 life. Alright, spent a hefty chunk of force and takes two. Now Bison will have to find a way to get back in this game. 12 life down. Ken CCing 4 to draw 5. Not, I think the two cards, one was a dive in his hand and probably something else he didn't care about. Alright. Bison dropping spikes at rage 1 because, yeah. Oh, custom combo. Good boost, by the way, because now Ken has fully refilled his hand and has the trade-off advantage next turn if Bison doesn't strike. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to give you nausea there. We haven't seen a single Ultra from Bison yet. Um, it's going to take a little bit for him to build up resources to play an Ultra crit. Yeah, both Bison Ultras essentially are 4 gauge cost because at 3 gauge, they're like okay, but quite underwhelming actually. Nightmare Booster is just an expensive head stomp without crit. So it needs crit on both his Ultras to gain advantage and also tack on +2 power. This one tacks on the opponent attack kind of hit you, so basically this is unbeatable. So yeah, Bison needs at least 4 gauge so that he can actually play his high value Ultras. And if Bison crits his options, then he's actually going to go gauge neutral. Or gauge negative if he misses. So has to consider carefully what to do. Brawl with normals perhaps, or um, continue to Bison action. He can Bison action again without overdrawing. Does have a big hand though. Maybe reading is going to become a threat soon. We haven't seen a single focus drop from Ken, so actually we haven't seen a single focus drop from Bison either. Maybe that's what pwnbyplywood was thinking about, a reading play. Quick backdash, retreat 2, retreat take another action. Crit. So this is the mix up between Head Stomp or Skull Diver. Alright, MiX will play Focus, and actually, does Focus work against both? Yeah, Focus works against both. Okay, so good choice from MiX here. Just to play that Focus. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like Bison, like Head Stomp's amazing, like Bison crit and stuff. But then like he's going gauge neutral, and now Ken has True Master up. It is looking really rough for Bison now. Not gaining much headway in terms of resources and down 12 life. Ken's aggro economy is too good. If only Plywood has a way of coming back in this game, it has to be a reading play somehow. A reading play could open things up here. especially if you want to defuse this True Master. But at range 1, it's difficult. Maybe you could reading block, play something that gains advantage. Reading block or reading spike, but again, very Hail Mary plays because there's no guarantee MiX. I don't know if MiX dropped both spikes. Did he? Maybe one. MiX only has 5 cards left in deck. Could be vulnerable to reading here, but does he have a punish at range 1? I mean, does pwnbyplywood have a punish at range 1, even if he does successful reading? I'm not sure. Like, we did see MiX drop. Okay. Oh. Okay. Well, looks like MiX. Okay, I see. Well, retreated, and then MiX just responds with run to get to range 2. Surprised MiX didn't just Hadouken. Maybe he didn't have it. I know he played the first as a boost. With how much pwnbyplywood was checking the discard, he must be going for a reading. Maybe? There we go. Crit. Maybe reading block. And crit Skull Diver? Something like that? Reading grasp. The grass is not successful. Well, you should reveal your hand first, MiX. Wait, your hand? Oh, that's BM. MiX does a thing where he has a checkmate, and then I know he wants to speed things up, but man. Alright, I mean, he had a checkmate play. It's, range 2 axe kick, ignore armor. Yep, 5 damage. I mean, 7 damage from this first one, and then 5 damage from the second, ignore armor, on curve, range 1. So, yeah, that was 12 damage. Bison's dead, and yep, game 1 goes to Ken. Very convincing. MiX perfectly set up the endgame play. If EX Ryukin doesn't work, then double axe kick will work. Oh man, Ken's good. All right, and now we're on to game 2. MiX sped up the last game very quickly. Okay, we see pwnbyplywood play picking the beheaded, and MiX playing his tried and true Hakumen. Oh boy, I hope this game doesn't take 10 million years. But considering this matchup, beheaded being somewhat of an escalation character, and Hakumen having indefinite reshuffles, yeah, this might take a while. Ugh. It's fine. Maybe MiX will get bored and initiate EX on Tetsu. Hakumen, uh, a really strong character, has infinite resources, You can never take him out. You can play the long game, boost, prep, boost, boost, and try and basically try and answer whatever you throw at him. And then when he overdrives, he gets a recursion engine, a decent recursion engine, and everything is also free gauge cost. Hakumen's a resource monster, and you gotta try and dislodge his defenses, but it's difficult because if you play against Hakumen, you're on a timer. Though Beheaded is at least Beheaded, big escalation character himself, can just gain if he gets all three traits up, then he can trend some really gross shapes with his specials. And then Hakumen probably has to worry, gaining extra range, power, armor guard, etc. So if Beheaded can land some good hits and not lose the early game hard, then it could be fine. Alright, MiX Mauling 5. Beheaded Mauling 2. Uh, yeah, my OCD is being triggered by this too. Okay, Beheaded turn 1. Okay, just preps. I was about to say, Beheaded initiates a strike. He has a mix up here. Up infantry bow. Oh, Agido hit advance up to 1 bonus card random. Sort of kind of a mad boost, but makes everything a sweep, I guess. Uh, this should be 30. Yeah, thank you. All right. Um, yeah, so this boost kind of irrelevant, sort of a past turn boost, but you know, it fits Hakumen's game plan of just passing turn, so he can get free resources. Um, Beheaded can strike here, has sort of a little mini mix up of infantry bow or dive attack. Um, Hakumen does have one above curve option on Gurren at range 4, but that's his only above curve option. All right, everything else is like slow or on curve. Interesting. Plays Knife Dance, extra range, hit gain advantage. We see MiX play Fumajin, tech range 4 or 5 do not hit you. So basically, Beheaded cannot play stuff like Wrenching Whip or Sweep to gain advantage because it will just miss. So if Beheaded wants to hit Hakumen here, he has to play something. Wait, did he play Assault Shield maybe? Assault Shield would be an interesting way to hit Hakumen. Oh, I kind of wish he played Assault Shield now. Assault Shield is before close 2 and extra range actually will hit. Um, but no, plays the Assault, gains double advantage for whatever that's worth. And unfortunately has to lose 2 cards here, but at least Beheaded will gain advantage. Lose a block, and loses 1 more card. Phaser, okay. Lose a Phaser Sucks because giant killer's on it. He can advance up to 1, but chooses not to. Man, how smart would it have been to play Assault Shield? It's slower than the sweep too. All right, that was a play I would have liked to see. Anyway, Hakumen, I mean, Beheaded just preps with his advantage. Hakumen just boosts massive. What a massive boost. Getting some extra range, plus your armor, plus your guard, just a bunch of stats for free. Like, nutty. Of course, Sagat has it, but Sagat doesn't get a free gauge when he plays it. I mean, Sagat's a good character too. He gets massive and swift destruction. Beheaded's turn. +1 range does make things kind of hairy, hairy here. Of course, Hawkman trending the obvious above curve grasp, but yeah, but I mean the +2 armor, +2 guard also just makes trading so good. Like basically anything works with this boost. It's ridiculous. It's like defend, but with more armor, more range. Yeah, everything just works with this boost. Like, there's almost no attack that you can pair it with that's bad. pwnbyplywood. Maybe you could consider boosting Tornado. Give him a little extra speed and maybe move to range 1 to negate Hawkman's range. Hawkman is down both sweeps, so however, Hawkman does have stuff to chase cross, like Yanagi chases cross. Uh, Actually, just Yanagi. Hawkman did drop 1 Yanagi, so perhaps cross is pretty free here against Hawkman. Actually, he's not. If Beheaded goes here, crosses out, then Hawkman's defensive assault can actually hit him. That's funny. All the wonders that +1 range and +2 armor, +2 guard will do. Again, it's just a boost that makes almost every attack just work. Alright. Beheaded actually moving to range 3 here with Tornado. +1 speed. Can establish sort of a range 3 mix up here. Alright, Hawkman just preps. This gives Beheaded a good opportunity to strike here. +1 speed, he can mix it up with he can play just on range 3 mix up. However, the extra range from Hawkman gives him access to stuff like defensive cross, etc. Assuming Beheaded does not play his second assault. I mean, Wrenching Whip works too. Alright, Beheaded striking here. Oh, that's a defensive EX. Well, EX defensive cross will beat everything. Yep. Checks out. And now Hakumen sitting on 6 life lead and has almost enough gauge to overdrive. Very good position from him here. Boost massive again. Very fair boost. Yeah, it just did the fastest prep in the world. Now, Hakumen has 8 gauge. Threatens Gurren. Gurren hits range 1 to 5. Gain advantage. And this way Hakumen's such a good answer character. Um, just able to passively build resources, forcing the opponent to do something into him. And, you know, when he has defensive EXs, he's so good. I mean, it goes with almost any character, but Hakumen defensive EXs just so good. Yet it only sitting at 1 gauge. Very sad. No traits yet. And there's not much Beheaded can do at range 5 here, especially against Massive. Reading? Reads Dive? Eh. Well, I guess it's a wait for Hakumen to get Hakumen to close in. Lose the Renka, not a big deal. The extra range, the reading is successful, but it hurt Beheaded quite a bit more than Hakumen. Because Hakumen just took 3 damage, and Beheaded took 6. Not a good trade. And now it's Hakumen's turn. Well, at least, well, MiX prepares again. Probably looking to overdrive soon. Has like quite a bit of extra gauge if he ever wants to play an Ultra as well. Probably has enough to play an Ultra and overdrive before he hits 0 cards. The good thing is Beheaded does have enough gauge. Finally has enough gauge for a trades. So maybe looking to exceed right now. Hmm. Has to make up this 9 HP life deficit somehow. Alright. Beheaded will gain some extra stats here. Plus 1 power, plus 1 speed for the next strike. And the trait. If he can take advantage of his Exceed mode and win combat clean, then he could get back in this game. Threatening Brutality. Plus 3 power, plus 1 speed. Wants to stun the hell out of Hakumen, if possible. Ooh, Hakumen playing Reach. Plus 0 1 range now strike. Trying to defuse Beheaded's stats. Probably just playing a Grasp here. Second Grasp. It's above curve. Um, yeah, it's just Grasp. And yeah, a good way to defuse Beheaded's plus 1 power, plus 1 speed. Reach, such a good boost. Well, it's a little bit expensive, but if you ever need to break the speed curve, there it is. And Hakumen, being a slow character, a somewhat slow character, can take really good advantage of Reach. Hmm. Yeah, Beheaded doesn't have much of an answer to a Reach Grasp unless he has second focus. Nothing, yeah, nothing wins. Just have second focus. Yep, there is the grasp, and yep. Of course, Hakumen will push him to range. At least only takes one damage, but yep, the plus one power, plus one speed is diffused, which is what MiX cares about. Hakumen's sitting pretty, full disgage. Oh crap, what happened last turn? I think Beheaded just prepped, yeah. And Hakumen boosting, defend, building more gauge. Alright, Beheaded finally striking here. Could be spike mix up, spike across mix up. Yeah, it's pretty much a spike across mix up. Hakumen has to guess what it could be. Was that a wall swing? No, I think it was play for hand probably. Yeah, Shippu will catch the cross. Only does 4 damage, but uh, gets the job done. Not like Hakumen needs needs more damage. Oh, that was a wall swing. Okay. Yep, that was a wall swing. And still has enough gauge to overdrive. Huge. And has Shippu engaged to play for free. Oh, could afford to prep. One more time. One card left in deck. Just the infantry bow, yeah. 6 power. Hakumen can spend stuff in his gauge he doesn't want, or stuff from his hand. As long as he has 8 gauge. Drops a couple cards he doesn't need, takes nothing. Alright, now he overdrives. He's got two free Shipus engaged to play with. Uh, can choose what options he wants back and what options he doesn't care about. Yeah, this is looking like a wrap for Beheaded, unfortunately. The life lead's too big. Hakumen's overdrived. Can sort of just sort of let the game run its course. Interesting. Well, spike, dive, cross, Santetsu. Doesn't care about the grasp or the Enma. Alright, Hakumen gets a free reshuffle, and all his options come back. In addition to having some recursion in his gauge. Good character. Good character. Hmm. Alright, CC3 to draw 4. Not valuing the grass sweep at range 5, but probably should. Okay, just gets a free parry. Just want to eliminate any threats. Alright, gets rid of the focus. Makes sense. Focus is good normal and also has reading on it. Alright, I think that's the freest Shippu in the world. I don't think, yeah, Beheaded has nothing to answer. At range 5, both bows are down. Has to probably just block it. There's the block. Only doing 4 damage, but it's free. Has to spend 1 force. Should definitely spend 1 force. You need every life point you get. And now, Beheaded can exceed. Um, hmm. Beheaded does have second dive attack if you choose this range. But then again, I'm not sure you want to dive into second Shippu. Okay. beheaded reshuffling here. I think it makes sense. You get your options back. All right, Hakumen does have a reading. Probably already kept track of Poem by Plywood's possible normals. The reading whiffs. You do not want to play Phaser into that. Maybe read something like Dive to do 8 damage. Tree 6 EX Phaser Daggers Wave. Nothing. Nothing really in hand. Maybe you should just wall swing. Wall swing for a block. Okay, just takes the 4. Drops the no normal. Drops across though. Hawkman just being a zoner. Feels good, man. I wonder why not just drop this. Maybe he values the spike as a common option. But kind of strange. Alright, Hakumen takes back the cross, drops the dive. Preps without a care in the world. Has built up. I mean, he already has 2 before overdrive, but now he just needs 3 more turns that he can overdrive again. And recur Shipus again. Very nice. Wow, beheaded exceeding. Um, will overdraw. Maybe probably drop his known spike. Probably for the best to drop the known spike. Drops the grasp. Hakumen striking. At range 5. Yukikaze seems a bit too frisky. Perhaps it is just a block or a sweep. This is Antetsu. Huh. Wanted to kill Beheaded if he came in. Alright. Unfortunately, poor Hakumen had to spend a gauge here, but not like he really cares. Not like he cares. Alright, he finally drops the no normal. Hakumen's just happy to sit here till he overdrives, to be honest. Nothing Hakumen has hits here unless Yukikaze, but you know. It's on the onus of Beheaded to actually come in and fight, not Hakumen. Hakumen is a lazy bastard and doesn't care. Yeah, beheaded has to close. Like even if you're down a bajillion HP, like you have to close and fight him. Because if you don't fight him, you'll lose. Hakumen again, he could just play the inevitability game. Just sit there, stare at you while until he overdrives and kills you. So you gotta get in somehow. Oh, I see a strike here. Okay, so this is just the infantry bow. Oh, just assault to close. Okay, and then Hakumen draws a card. Huh. Could have chose to play an odd curve Guren, but instead play Tsubaki. Why initiate a strike? This is essentially it's expensive. It's an expensive boost, but it's like totally free when Hakumen's overdrive. And it's plus 3 power. I mean, that's good. Does Beheaded have enough power to even kill Hakumen here at 23 HP? It's already Beheaded's post reshuffle. I feel like it might not be enough to. I don't feel like it's even physically possible to win. Like, as soon as Hakumen overdrives, he has 2 non-dying ultras as well that are free. Like, this is just looking impossible. Like, I mean, it looked impossible for a while, but now I think about it, is it just straight up impossible? Having Yukikazes, having armor, having. I don't know if Beheaded can do enough damage. Has to Giant Killer and blow him up somehow, I guess. Hmm. The survival trait not looking so good here when you only have 5 HP. Just play a Giant Killer and maybe you'll hit Hakumen hard somehow. Hmm. Huh. CC2 to draw 3. Pretty sure he hit a Wave of Denial. Why not just spend that for force if you really need to change cards? That is strange to me. Surely Giant Killer is way more valuable than Wave of Denial here, especially when you're down this much HP. Hey, just assault him. There we go. the assault will be 8 power if Hakama chooses to spend the gauge. And we'll gain him advantage, so probably this game is over soon. Hmm. I'm pretty sure it's just EX Assault. I didn't check the discard, but I feel like it can't be anything else. Yeah, just block, yeah. Alright, chose to spend no... Okay, we'll gain advantage, block the damage. Ugh. MiX, don't prep. Do something. Hit him. Your 22 HP surely can go for some goofy shit. There we go. EX. EX what though? Yeah, it's the EX Atetsu. No, I feel like you already played one. EX Yukikaze is dumb. EX Enma on curve? Maybe EX Sweep? Pretty sure this could only be like 2 possible EXs at this point. 1 or 2. If it's EX Sweep, just block, dive, or die. Pretty much. Come on. There we go. Wall's waiting. Oh, just EX cross. Oh, well, it doesn't even win. Takes 3 damage. Oh, okay, EX cross. Okay. On curve, EX cross. Alright, beheaded exceeding. Get some range. Oof. Okay. It's good for Hakumen as the Yukikaze engage that he can use in his overdrive. Beheaded got all 3 traits finally, but Too little, too late. It's just not possible to deal 23 damage against at 2 HP against a guy with 2 non-dying ultras and a lot of armor. It's just not possible. If I was pulling my plywood, I would honestly concede, but looks like he's still fighting. Okay, moves to range 3. Maybe he has wolf daggers or something. Hawkwind boosts speed. Doesn't give a damn. Hawkwind has 1 card left. Probably will overdrive very soon. Oh, he almost forgot to flip that over. Alright, striking regardless into the +C speed. Um, I mean, he had this +1 speed of his own, but is it just wolf daggers? Wolf daggers would be 6 power. It's pretty good. If it's 6 power, Aquaman can't really do much against that. Oh wait, he can't. Hakuin can just play Gurren, right? Does he even have it though? I've lost track of so many cards are like being milled. Gurren will be 7 speed. Uh, oh, I think he tried to bait out Yukikaze. Oh, but I mean, there's no reason to play Yukikaze. He's going to overdrive. Why would you spend 4 gauge to Yukikaze when don't, yeah. But I mean, to be fair, to play with there's just not much you can do. It's just Hakumen slowly strangling beheaded to death. And yep, game 2 goes to MiX as well. Both games pretty convincing fashion, but this game two was a long struggle. Thanks for watching, and yeah, hope you enjoyed.